The morning of my wedding, as I was getting ready in the bridal suite, my mother-in-law Brenda handed me a flute of champagne that tasted strangely bitter. 6 hours later, during our vows in front of 200 guests, she grabbed the microphone for an uninvited surprise toast and projectile vomited across the entire altar, hitting the best man, 3 bridesmaids, and my veil. My name is Ashley, and I am 28 years old from Seattle. I was marrying my college sweetheart, Kyle, after 2 years of meticulous planning for the perfect waterfront ballroom wedding. The venue had crystal chandeliers, white roses cascading from every archway, and a string quartet playing our first dance song. Brenda, Kyle's divorced mother and self-proclaimed former beauty queen from Texas, had hated me since the day we met. She would whisper at family dinners, "Kyle deserves a trophy wife, not some nurse with student loans," always positioning herself as the glamorous matriarch I could never be. The wedding day started perfectly. My hair and makeup were flawless, my lace A-line gown hugged every curve just right, and my veil flowed behind me like a dream. Brenda insisted on helping with the champagne toasts in the bridal suite. She poured flutes for all the bridesmaids, and mine tasted off, metallic, almost medicinal. I was too nervous to dwell on it, so I smiled and said, "Bottoms up for the bride," as she clinked glasses with a smile that did not quite reach her eyes. The ceremony itself was magical. Kyle looked so handsome in his navy tuxedo, with tears in his eyes as I walked down the aisle on my father's arm. We exchanged vows, in sickness and in health, for richer or for poorer, and the officiant said, "You may now kiss the bride." The entire room erupted in cheers. That was the moment Brenda stood up uninvited from the front row, waving frantically for the microphone like it was her big moment. "Ladies and gentlemen," she began, her voice booming through the speakers, "I just want to say what a beautiful—" Her face suddenly turned bright green mid-sentence. She doubled over at the altar, and a torrent of vomit exploded outward, splattering the best man's white shirt, soaking 3 bridesmaids' lavender gowns, and landing chunks directly on my veil. Guests screamed in horror. The string quartet stopped playing abruptly, and Kyle immediately shielded me as the stench filled the air. It was absolute chaos. Brenda collapsed dramatically onto the floor, pointing at me through her wretches and yelling, "That witch poisoned me! She wants me gone from the wedding!" Paramedics rushed in through the side doors, guests were filming everything on their phones, and the entire reception hall turned into a scene from a nightmare. At the hospital, her toxicology report came back positive for ipecac syrup overdose, an emetic drug used to induce vomiting, which she later confessed to using for beauty cleanses from her pageant days. The twist? It was in her system, not mine. She had swapped the bottles in a panic and drunk her own spiked flute by mistake. Kyle's aunt tipped us off, so the police searched Brenda's hotel room and found her diary filled with pages of rants about stealing her spotlight and detailed plans to drug Ashley's drink so she's sick during the photos. Then, I'll be the hero caring for her. She had ordered the ipecac online 2 weeks earlier and mislabeled the flutes in her haste. Brenda was arrested that same night for assault with intent to harm and product tampering. We rescheduled the wedding to a small, intimate beach ceremony 3 months later with just 40 close family and friends, and it turned out to be the most joyful day of our lives. Brenda is still rotting in county jail, posting blurry, framed by DIL selfies from her cell that get 0 likes. Kyle finally saw her true colors and said, "You saved our marriage, Ash. Our vows are unbreakable now." Karma served it up with a side of puke, and it was the perfect toast to our future. Would you drug her back for revenge, or let the jail time handle it?